This week, we interview Paul and Codi with the Wise Man's Fear on All Around Music Podcast. Welcome back.
In the studio. Gonna set this bitch on fire.
Please don't.
Insurance, man. No, I'm just kidding. We are not gonna set anything on fire.
Oh, well, I mean, we can go outside and set something on fire.
Yeah, but it's more fun inside.
Never done that.
Just get a barrel, light it on fire.
Trash can.
Yeah. Throw some books in there.
Screw reading.
Kunk.
Never learn how, never will. Oh, man. I'm tired. It's been a long week. I only worked 3 days this week, and it's been long. But I also worked extra shifts at the bar. So
Make up for that, those days off, huh?
make up for that $700 bike payment.
Oh, yeah.
I got it back, though. Got it all fixed up.
Ride it?
All fixed up. I rode it home from the shop.
That's it?
It rained all day.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about riding tonight, but it's probably going to be wet out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I got the car back today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, that, they fixed a lot of shit on there. It's almost like driving a new car. It's weird.
So you don't have to drive that intolerant machine that you had.
Yeah, the racist mobile.
The racist Mazda.
Yeah. God, that was stupid. People are like, let's go do stuff. You got to come pick me up. I can't drive that around town.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm glad that's over. But yeah, $1,900 later, it's back home.
Nice. That's good. That's fun.
No.
Not fun, but it's good.
Right. Drives like a dream. Now
Is
I
it?
feel comfortable driving it out of town. I'll just say that.
Really?
Yeah.
That good of a job, huh?
Yeah.
Did you tip him?
I figured the $1,900 was enough.
Here's $2 for your effort.
Good job. Here's a penny. But I was wearing my Golden Girls shirt in there today.
Nice.
Says "Stay Golden," and he was like, "Yeah, thanks for bringing the car in and stay golden." I was like, "Yeah, wait, what?"
Yeah. The first thing they said to me the guy said to me when I got in, he goes, "I know you don't like the bill." And I'm like, "Well, I don't think anybody would like this bill."
I know you like the bill,
Yeah.
but me, yeah, I hate the bill.
He called me. Well, it's because he called me the other day, and he goes, "I got good news and I got bad news." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "The good news is your bike's done, because the bad news is it costs a lot more than we thought."
Damn it!
I'm like, "Really, dude?" He goes, I know, but we had to do this and that." I'm like, "Whatever, man. As long as it's fixed."
You're like, I didn't approve that.
I've heard the guys are good.
Yeah.
So.
You're like, whatever. At least I got my bike back.
I never heard a bad thing about the guy, so.
You should have, like, when you picked it up, you should have drove it off. I'm like, wheelie, motherfucker!
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And then we're like, America! You know, be extremely cliche.
No.
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 No. So got oh man, I'm so excited for this episode.
Are you?
Yeah, we've been waiting to release this one for a long time.
That's true. We have.
And yeah. But understandable. Gotta get things in order. I get it. But the wait is over. It's here.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it.
The Wise Man's Fear.
Yes.
Interview.
Great guys too. Great guys.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Yes.
Great music.
But before we get into that,
Was it great guys, better music, or better music, better guys, greater music? I don't even know what I was gonna say.
I don't know.
Good music, better guys.
They're good guys. They're great guys. They're good music. Boom, all around music.
So what were you gonna say?
Oh
first?
yeah. But before we get into that, we got the local spotlight this week.
Yeah, we got that little thing.
Friday, June 14th and Saturday, July 15th. Executive chef will be playing at DT Kirby's Beach Food in Monticello, Indiana.
So like the kitchen has a band?
No, I had to look it up because I was like, are they having like a guest chef come in and he's going to be preparing different foods? No, it's actually a cover band.
I figured.
Yeah. So, show starts at 8 p.m. No cover, no park admission required.
Right on. Friday, July 14th, George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic will be performing at Lafayette Theater.
Oh. Dude, they're bringing in some killer shows.
$40 main floor advance, standing only. $50 balcony VIP, advanced general admission seating. $165 meet and greet. $175 meet and greet with balcony. VIP. Go to Lafayette Theater and Event Center Facebook page to see the full package details. Show starts at 8 p.m. George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I heard that Shinedown show.
Was that pretty good?
That's what I heard. It actually sold out.
Yeah.
So, the opening act, the Lacey Strum, she was the singer of Flyleaf. Remember that band?
Oh.
So it was like
I didn't know that.
her new band or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I heard it was a great show.
Yeah.
Not my kind of thing though.
Shinedown has some decent songs,
yeah,
I think.
I'm like, what, 3 or 4?
I don't know.
I don't have a problem with Shinedown.
It's not Nickelback.
Oh God.
They'd probably get like burnt down if they tried to book Nickelback.
Yeah, do the smart play. Don't book Nickelback here in Lafayette.
You'll never hear the end of it.
But yeah, I mean, Shinedown's great. It's just I don't listen to them all the time.
Yeah.
So
I have one of their CDs I like.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with them.
I don't remember which one it was though.
Yeah, just I don't listen to them all the time.
Anyways,
moving on, moving forward,
beat that horse to death.
Taking the next step in the other direction. Census Fail are recording their new album with Saosin's Beau Burchell.
Cool.
That's pretty key.
Jay-Z's 444 goes platinum in less than a week, meaning it has streamed or sold the equivalent of 1 million copies. It's Jay-Z's 17th platinum album. 444, is that like an Illuminati thing?
I think you asked that last time, and I'm just going to go with the same answer. Sure.
Oh, I didn't know I asked that last time.
Yeah. We're like 444 released. You're like, is that like Illuminati? I was like, sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe they're wiping my memory.
I don't know.
I don't remember asking you that.
See, so what were we talking about? That's crazy, though. Less than a week.
Yeah, didn't take.
Does it happen that fast
Didn't
now?
old T Swizzle do that like a long time ago? Like when she was one of the first people to do that?
T Swizzle? T Swizz?
I remember hers went like that was
T Swift
21 or whatever, that album she did.
Dude, I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it
what
went
the
like,
title of her
I think
albums
that
are.
thing went like double platinum in a week.
Double?
This is T Swift.
It went platinum.
Platinum on platinum.
Platinum on platinum on platinum on platinum. Stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks.
Mm-hmm.
A platinum.
Tell him. Tell him, Matt.
See, this is just getting weird.
Yeah, I haven't. I should be sleeping right now.
Should be sleeping, huh?
Yeah.
At 7:28 on a Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Should be. I don't know what you think you should be doing.
Yeah, I have no idea. Drinking?
That could be an option, too.
That's always an option.
I don't have any booze, though.
Nah. Upcoming tours.
Oh, yeah.
There's booze on the tours.
That's true.
Stick to Your Guns, Being as an Ocean, and Silent Planet have announced a UK and European fall tour.
That didn't help me any.
No.
British Punks, The Damned, have announced a UK tour for 2018. Still doesn't help me, bud. What's with all these UK tours?
I couldn't find any US tours.
Huh.
I'm pretty jealous of this. Comeback Kid and Every Time I Die announce European tour.
Yeah, it's kind of a kick in the dick.
Yeah, like, really? Come on. Come back. Come back to America, kid. We're going to see a concert this Sunday.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Third Eye Blind and Silver Sun Pickups. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was right.
You got distracted there for a second.
No, I wasn't sure if that was the right name of that band.
Oh, see, out of my peripherals, you were like, and then like I saw you look down, and then look back
I'm
up.
playing with my headphone cord, but
Yeah, that's what we do. This entire time we talk, we just sit here and play with the chords.
Mm-hmm. Wait until you get the video. It's going to be intense.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where we got like chord tricks.
Yeah.
Not really. I just made that up.
Are we going to do every episode with video?
We don't have to, but
That's
I figured if
intense.
we had like a guest in the studio, we should.
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
But if we did it every week, why not?
That means I got to, like,
You're like,
look decent.
You're like, I got to do my hair.
I was going to say that.
You're like, I got to put a hat on.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do your hair. You just put a hat on. I know you would.
Don't tell me what to do.
You get like one of those fedoras.
Hell yeah. I should get a studio hat.
This is my studio hat. It's soundproof. I can hear my thoughts.
I should get one of those cowboy hard hats.
There you go.
Have you seen those?
Or just wear a hard hat.
Have you seen those, though?
Or you could wear your helmet.
I saw a guy with one the other day.
Cowboy hard hat.
You haven't seen these things?
No.
It's a cowboy hat, but it's a hard hat.
But why would it's Indiana?
You have to see it. I mean, I want one. You step on a job site with a hard hat that's shaped as a cowboy hat.
No one's gonna fuck with you.
No one's gonna fuck with you.
Or they're really gonna fuck with you.
No, you're the boss. They don't start getting to work.
You're the boss.
Like, oh, boss, you gotta have a big old belt buckle too. But it's gotta be safety orange
with the bottle opener on it.
Yeah, or a tape measure on it or something.
Ooh. That's actually a good idea.
That way you can measure your wiener at the same time.
Measure your wiener and other things.
Sure, other people's wieners, I guess.
POV. You can measure everything with your perspective. You're like, sure, you can measure other things, but why wouldn't you measure your wiener? I mean, you can. But
yeah.
I don't know. What else could be? Like, you got the tape measure, bottle opener.
That's a good
lighter.
question. Yeah, you could put a lighter on there.
No.
This is pretty much just turning into like the Batman utility belt. But you gotta have the cowboy hat, hard hat.
Right. That you have to have that first.
I found them on the internet one day. We were talking about them at work a while back. And
You should get one.
And then we saw one in real life. They're like $20.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, have you seen the safari hard hats?
Yeah, those ones are cool, but it's nothing like a cowboy hat.
The Cougar.
Yeah, it makes you
Cougar
look like a
hats.
jackass with one of those. You got to get the cowboy hat.
You got to wear like the all brown attire, like the brown
Or
shorts, the
denim.
brown shirt,
You do all denim.
or denim.
Yeah.
It all has to match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or you could wear the rompers.
I don't know if that would work. You might not.
You might get shot.
Yeah. Man, I want one so bad.
What, a romper?
No, the cowboy hard hat. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's all you, man. I don't want one of those. I can't even wear a regular hat and look okay.
Oh, I don't think I'd look good.
You're like, I know I would.
But I demand respect on the job.
I demand respect. You see this here hat? This not only is this a cowboy hat, but it's a hard hat. Then you headbutt them with it.
Do you think they make Indian headdress hard hats? You could have the cowboys and Indians.
I think that's just taking it too far.
Is it? All right.
There's too many accessories on there. So what you been listening to?
I was listening to the Kyoto's Bone Palace Ballet. That's a pretty good jam.
Not the first one.
This is the second one. What do you mean not the first one?
Not the first album.
Oh, no.
You're like, wait, what?
I thought you meant the first version of the CD.
You're like, there's a first version?
Actually, I think they did re-release it under a different name.
Oh, really?
I was so confused because I remember when I first bought this CD, it just said the Bone Palace Ballet. But now it says the Bone Palace Ballet Grand Coda.
You're like, is this rock or is this rap?
No. But I'm like, what? Why does it always say this longer title? I need to find my CD because I don't think it said that.
Bone Palace Ballet.
Mm-hmm.
That does sound like a rap album.
Would you like to ride the Bone Train?
Not today.
What are you listening to, bud?
I've been listening to Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah? How's that?
Oh my God. Dude, that album's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The album's called Blues of Desperation. Came out in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I can't get enough of it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Can't get enough of it.
Can't get enough. Can't. I can't. I can't.
Hey, brother.
Brother.
This is ridiculous.
Let's.
We gotta. The only reason anybody is gonna listen to this is because we interviewed the Wise Man Sphere this week. We're at the 16-minute mark. I'm just gonna put that in the notes. Jump to there. Get through it.
Yeah. Usually we're a lot more talkative, but it's.
This is just turning into weird. It's just weird.
See, we're just dragging on. We should get to the interview. Let's get to the interview.
You know, I was going to, but first, you got to get us on iTunes.
Oh, yes. You have to.
We're on iTunes. We're on YouTube.
YouTube, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
All around musicpodcast.com.
Yes. Can't forget that one.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
I think that's did you get one of these cards?
We can mail you one.
Yeah, if you want a business card, we can mail you one.
Send a pre-postage envelope. I'm not going to give you my address.
We're not paying for it. Send us a pre-postage envelope.
Hey, you remember when you had to do that for things?
Yeah. Be like, oh, you want that? Yeah, go ahead and send us an envelope that it's already paid for.
And then we're going to use that envelope for something else.
Yeah, and then we're just going to use one of our ones that we've already had prepaid.
Thanks for the free stamps.
Yeah. We got to keep the surplus, alive. So
yeah,
you got to send us one if you want one. Either way, you're sending one.
Well, like we said, we got the Wise Man Sphere this week.
Wise Man Sphere.
New album out.
Not yet.
Oh, sorry, not new album out. There's a new single out.
Yes.
But new album coming out soon.
Right. New album would be out exactly a month later from today. As you're listening to this interview.
From Monday.
Yes.
July.
So it'll be August 10th. Their new album, The Lost City. Highly anticipated. I know I want it.
Highly awesome.
Yes.
Highly awesome. You couldn't get any higher on the awesomeness. All right, here's the interview with the Wise Man Sphere, Paul and Codi. Listen up. This week we have the Wise Man Sphere in this little interview we're going to do.
So we got Paul here and Codi.
Hey, what's up?
Tell us a little bit how you guys formed and how you all met each other.
Yeah, I feel like our band came together a lot by luck, mainly because a lot of our members came from kind of knowing each other, but separately. Like, we had an old guitarist who had met with somebody he met from high school, which knew him from church camp, which he met someone at a dorm that he went to college in, which met me on Craigslist. So we all came together, like, from each member pretty much separately.
Yeah. Yes, it was sort of like everybody's extended acquaintances sort of got together to play music. Yeah. Yeah, and really that's just pretty much how we formed, is we all like wanted to play the same style of music, and didn't seem like there was anybody else in the area who did, so
it just fit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, just fit, and it was fun hanging out with all the dudes, so it kind of stuck.
That's awesome. How long you guys been a band together?
Pushing 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
This summer I think will be 5.
Yeah, well,
Nice.
we formed in 2013, so about 4.
Yeah, actually probably 4. We haven't been a band since we put out our real first release in the summer of 2015. So 2014 is when we first got serious about it. So
that's awesome.
A couple
Nice.
years now.
Do you guys have any musical, non-musical influences?
0, actually. It's kind of yeah. We kind of pull from all over the place. Each of us are just totally different when it comes to musical taste. So the only overlap that we really have is what we play, which is kind of fun and kind of challenging, which is in turn fun as well. So I listen to, on the one hand, Saosin is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Nice.
Yeah,
Mine too.
Oh my gosh, love them. We're just listening to them in the car on the way here. And then the new pianos, I say new, but a couple years old pianos Become the Teeth album. But then all the way down to Enterprise Earth and, some of your harder deathcore, Make Them Suffer.
Right.
All those good guys. Cody.
Yeah, I pretty much listen to stuff that like since I play guitar, I try to listen to stuff that I can like feel the music. So like a lot of bands like Outrun the Sunlight and Angel Vivaldi, stuff like that, which is basically instrumentally driven.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's the stuff I mainly listen to.
Yeah, I love that kind of where it's just the instruments only.
Yeah, well,
so you got like the newer stuff like Chon and Polyphia, stuff like that.
That would be our other guitarist. Nathan's not here. He loves that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically I love stuff that like if you can feel the emotion out of it, that's kind of stuff I like.
Okay.
Yeah. Our other members, though, everyone's all over the place. Like Nathan is a big like indie rock guy. Tyler is like Envy on the Coast. He sort of likes that. I don't even know how you classify that.
Yeah, Joe
post-hardcore maybe. Yeah.
Joe and Thomas are like the deathcore kids,
but also the hip hop kids. So
that's kind of cool.
They're both they're both totally confused as people.
Everybody kind of brings their own style, though.
Yeah.
Your own. Everyone's got their own influences.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
And that makes the wise man's fear, right?
It makes it so scary.
That's right. So where'd the name come from? The wise man's fear.
Sure, that was actually, it's kind of a combination of things, but basically it's the name of my favorite novel of all time. It's written by a dude named Patrick Rothfuss. It's also called The Wise Man's Fear.
Oh, okay.
And he is sort of hailed as like the Tolkien of our generation. He's just, next level high fantasy. He spent like 14 years writing his first book.
Holy crap.
Put it out, and then another like 10 years writing The Wise Man's Fear. And now we're in the middle of another like 7-year dry spell waiting for the third book of the series, and everybody's just going crazy waiting for it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a super impactful book, and funny enough, it's about this, I guess, a trooper, sort of a musician who like goes around with this whole vagabond crew, and they play they play like music set in this fantasy world, and then his family gets like killed, and it's this whole story of like him trying to find his place in the world and becoming this like powerful warrior, and there's all this like many levels of subplot and all this, but it's in a lot of ways it's like a coming of age and a I don't know, it's like a understanding your place in the world sort of story. So I felt that sort of had that resonated with what we were trying to do through music, is just sort of like discover ourselves, as cliche as that might sound, but just sort of really like make meaning of life and such. But then we also sort of readapted it to be like a statement against the destructive power of pride, pretty much. So in the sense that like all truly wise men seem to be humble. It's just like, if you talk to anybody who's been around long enough, they're usually not full of themselves, just because it's unsustainable to live that way, and everybody ends up hating you, and you end up, the whole pride comes before a fall notion. So yeah, it seemed like all wise men almost actively fear pride. So that's the other sort of connotation of the name, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
I dig it.
I always let him answer this one.
You guys remember the first song you guys all played together as a band? Like what? Maybe when you all...
I think it was... it was probably Prayer, wasn't it?
I thought it was Sloths.
Maybe. Our Screamer Joe used to play guitar for us, and in his old band prior to the Wise Man's Fear, he had written a song with them called Prayer of the Prey, which we then took, sort of like revamped, rewrote, and then made our own. But tell them about Sloths, man.
Sloths, where to start?
It was a dark and stormy night.
So we have an EP out that we wrote in our early stages as a band. We grew a lot since then. If you find it, you can tell the difference.
If you find it, we're so sorry in advance.
Everyone's got that one out there. They're like, don't listen to this one.
We tell ourselves that, and we sort of like huddle and shiver.
Yeah, I've been there. That's the worst when somebody's like, "Look what I found."
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
No! I thought we'd burned them all.
Where'd you get that? We need to destroy the source.
Yeah.
So, how would you say music affects you and the world around you?
Ooh. Pretty much like everything we do, like even outside of music as a job, it involves music. Like we just got back from shooting a music video for a band in Massachusetts, and now we're back and we're gonna be
nice.
Yeah.
That's a big question right there, man. Good, and props to you. Yeah, we're like pretty much in the band. All of us are involved with music outside of just strictly writing and playing. So like Cody was saying, we shoot music videos. We work with bands. Like I do lyric videos for bands, streaming videos. Like Cody records his own stuff in his home. Our other guitarist is like an audio engineer and went to school for it. So
nice.
He and I have like another band as well, and he writes and records, all sorts of stuff. He actually tracks other bands like in an in-home studio at his place.
Nice.
And then our clean vocalist Tyler went to school for media, and he does like live mixing, and that's his full-time job now.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's really like we've all really assimilated it into our lives, which is funny because none of us started out that way. Like Nathan, our other guitarist, was on track to be a nurse when he started school, and
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm a business double major, so nobody else that I went to class with really, dabbled in music for the most part. But yeah, how it affects the world around us, that's a big one.
Right, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
It's pretty heavy, man.
It's good when you have to think about it a little bit and not just know. I don't know, Cody, just talk about Linkin Park. How's Linkin Park changed your life?
Linkin Park.
We just saw a headline about
Chester. We saw that too. Yeah, and in 30 minutes, we got home from the airport, dumped a bunch of footage onto my computer.
Yeah, and like the night before we even left, we were watching like interviews at Mike Shinoda.
Yeah, they seem like really cool dudes, but Chester doesn't take anything from anyone.
Right, definitely.
But I don't know. Like music can, at risk of sounding cheesy, it can really alter your life. So one group for me, go for it.
I was gonna say you also teach drum lessons.
Right, yeah, I also teach drum lessons. So
oh, that's awesome.
Trying my best not to totally corrupt children while
right,
doing that whole deal. But so there's this group, Make Them Suffer, which is a really melodramatic name, I know, but they're one of my favorite bands, and like their lyricism really just like changed how I view music as an art form, and how even like kind of how I see the world. Like there was a real paradigm shift that happened when I like listened through. They have a record called Never Bloom. When I listened through that and I read the lyrics behind it and read sort of their vocalist wrote like a legend of all the symbols and the motifs and things that reoccur in the album. Yeah, and it's just super in-depth work, and I've like just re-listened to the album and I was like, oh my gosh, like I like understand more and less about life now. Just impacted me so hugely. So
like that just changed me.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I don't know. It can inspire people to do things. It just depending on the genre, it can be all sorts of things. I don't know.
Yeah, I also love how like music can like even like bring back like old good memories. Like when I was growing up,
definitely.
My dad, like I said, bringing back Linkin Park, like on my way to baseball practice, he would like jam that in the car. And like whenever I hear a song now from that, it brings like back like an important moment in my life. So it's...
Yeah, I mean, even knowing the rest of the guys in the band, like there's some of, my best friends that I've had in my life. And, I would never have known them or spent time with them, not in a bad way, but just like without music, there wouldn't have been a catalyst for us to like hang out.
Right.
Yeah, you are the average of the 5 people you most interact with. I think that's true.
I would have never met you.
Yeah. Well, and same to you. Yeah, it really, I think it really can shape your life and your social sphere and just,
I believe that.
Your trajectory, yeah.
Right. Yeah, because you hear a song and then it's just like a connection to another memory, and then it brings up
or another person. Like if you meet someone in the line going to see Coheed and you're like, hey, nice shirt. All of a sudden it's like you can connect with people across the world, and like that's the thing that blows my mind is like we'll have kids from wherever message the band page and be like, hey, like love the music, when it's like kids that you would never have talked to or never had the chance to meet, if not for this one common thread and the internet. Shout out to the internet everywhere for making life awesome.
Do you guys have like a specific process you do when you write your songs, or is it
Cody?
Well, since we all come from different backgrounds of music, like some of our other members listen to like a lot of softer stuff. Our screamer loves like 80s. A lot of times we like to like we write in a very weird way. A lot of times, we'll like write ideas that we have in our head on our own, and then we'll bring them to the table, and we'll let like everyone pick and choose what they like, and we'll like make revisions, add and take away stuff until it's like our perfect element.
Yeah, we've developed a really collaborative process, and I'm a big proponent of like the whole input output method of like, if you always do the same inputs, you're going to get pretty similar outputs. So, if you always write like, okay, member one makes a riff, everybody else does this, that, and the other, like you're going to get more or less the same product. But look, what we'll do is on this most recent record, there were a few songs that Cody wrote, the guitar structure, like the whole skeleton for the thing. And then we'd hand it to our vocalist and be like, all right, Tyler, like do something crazy with this. And then he would like throw his spin on it. Sort of chop and screw the track and rearrange, recompose, and then, same with everybody. Like we'd all trade songs, add our influences, and just mix up the pot that way. So we don't have like one set way that we go about it. Like sometimes we'll even start with lyrics or a concept for the lyrics, and then sometimes lyrics are the very last thing that, don't get touched until the very end.
Nice.
Yeah, that's probably a bad answer because there's no answer there, but
no, it's you always. Some bands like one person writes most of the song and then tells everybody else what to do after that.
Yeah. Some bands write just the guitars first and then from there it's either lyrics or drums or however you go. I know some bands they'll write the drums first.
We did that with one track on this album. Yeah. The opening track on our new record that's not out just yet. I started that as a drum skeleton and then we piled everything else on, but yeah, I mean, we'll do everything in between. Like, some songs we've jammed out all together in a room. Some songs Cody has written start to finish, pretty much like that's what it ended up being. Just throw some vocals on it. Some Nathan writes, some Tyler writes. Joe wrote one, our screamer. Yeah, it's really pretty all over.
If it works though, right?
Yeah, right.
I think it's better when the whole band contributes.
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah, I think that makes it a band and less of a, like...
Less of you do this.
Right.
So what are your songs typically about lyrically?
All right, Paul, this one's for you.
So I write our lyrics for the music.
Oh, okay.
And so we've been following this story trajectory. We have one full-length album out right now. It's been out for a couple of years called Castle in the Clouds. And it was an allegory, sort of a la Pilgrim's Progress, that follows this one main character who's a knight. And he's found this cryptic message on this ancient megalithic rock, and he's like, what's going on here? He knows it means something, but he doesn't know what exactly. So he basically sets out on this quest that spans the duration of the album to try to find out the meaning of this stone. And it's metaphorical for the meaning of life is essentially what he's trying to discover. So each track on the album is a different, triumph, failure, shortcoming, whatever. That is what I would consider like quintessential to the human experience and sort of something everybody in life can share. So he goes through all these different milestones, and then by the end of it has sort of circled back around and found essentially the meaning of the life is to live for life and not like live cowering in fear of death and not even waste too much time necessarily pursuing ultimate meaning, because like that can in and of itself become a distractor and take away from life.
Right.
There are people that have wasted away being like, what's my meaning? And it's like,
by the time you're like,
yeah,
I know what to do. That's cool, though.
So anticlimactic.
That's cool that the whole album. It just connects together. It's not different songs about different things.
Yeah, that's something that we've really sort of tried to hold close to our chest, is the concept of writing an album rather than 11 songs that happen to be on the same CD.
Right.
And we try to do that musically as well. Cody can attest to this, where he and I will get together and be like, all right, man, we need like a pissed off song. We need something that's going to hit hard and it's angry because this is what the character is going through. Or sometimes it's like, here's this like regret. We need regret in this song. And so and it sort of carves sonically a trajectory as well. So it's not all just like, all of it's cranked to 11. Like, as much as I love them, Black Tongue is like that, where it's like if you listen to a Black Tongue album, it's like every song is the new heaviest song in the world. And it's like, get it, man. You tune low. That's cool. But we try to make it so that if you listen to the album all the way through, you can, because you don't get exhausted. from hearing the same, velocity, but B, that it sort of, carries you along. And by the end of it, you're refreshed and you want to go back and start it again and, re-experience it.
I like it.
Yeah, like the whole idea of telling a whole story throughout the album and everything.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity lost for storytelling within music, and the trend now is absolutely just to do like arbitrary heartbreak song. It can mean whatever you want it to mean. Yeah. It's like,
copy and paste pretty much.
Like, and it's like it's good to have songs that can apply to maybe different circumstances, but I think there's a fault when you're not standing up for anything, or you don't actually have a meaning. You're just sort of like writing these words that sound vaguely like they belong together.
Right.
So I've always preferred to err on the side of like, no, this has very specific meaning. And when when this song says like, you don't something or other, it's like the you is not just an arbitrary you. It's like, this is an actual character in an actual story that's doing actual things.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I was watching
pretty cool.
The video. I watched a few of the videos today. And it was Castle in the Clouds video.
Yeah.
I think, that's the right video, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You watched that today too? I actually watched it today.
No, nice.
Nice.
That was an awesome video. Like,
Thank you.
Did you guys make that, or do you have?
Regrettably, no.
No, I didn't know if you guys were the ones behind it, or obviously it's your. You are. It's your
Yeah, in a sense.
You're talking about like the choreography for like the fight.
Yeah,
scene
I didn't know.
Oh, I had this. I was the guy in the hood.
Oh,
really?
I swung the sword. Yeah. The other guy was actually my Jeet Kune Do instructor from IU, where I went to school. So he's like the martial arts coordinator at the university. That dude is crazy. He just got back like this month from Ireland because he was like helping the history show Vikings choreograph their fights and like serving as an extra and a consultant. The man is an absolute mad dog. He's so cool. And he's so awesome. Scary to approach when he's got like a 14-pound weighted sword that you
that'd
can't
be
really
terrifying.
see through the hood. You're like, oh gosh, remember the choreography.
And when he's in full costume, he looks so realistic.
Yeah.
I was watching the video. I was like, man, that looks awesome.
Yeah, well, I hit him up. I was like, maybe he'd be down to do this. I don't know. And, I was like, hey, would you be into this? He's like, yeah, sure. Do you want like any weapons? I was like, yeah, I mean, if you have them, that'd be awesome. He's like, I have a metric ton of swords. Do you want like sharpened or fake? I was like, blunt, please, like fake acting swords. Don't kill anyone today. No, we went with a director named Sam Link for that one. He's done groups like Memphis Mayfire, Sleeping with Sirens, Crown the Empire, some like household metalcore names. But that was before we'd really gotten into shooting seriously. So we did our most recent one for a song called Cataclysm.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we were able to shoot that ourselves. So that was a good time.
Yeah, all your guys' videos are good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very well put together.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But now it makes sense that we know a little bit behind it.
Right, yeah. They're
so I was like, man, they got something going.
Right.
Yeah, I was looking at them and I was like, man, these are all really good quality videos.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and the stories in each of them we try to tie them back to the original concept of the album and then the albums to one another again. So, yeah, it's not just like two random dudes fighting with swords. There is sort of an overarching thought there.
So a little change of topic here. What do you guys think about like music streaming services and all of that? Like, are you?
We love them.
Yeah, they work out for you.
Spotify. I mean, they help bands like more than anything right now. I feel Spotify alone, like they pay their artists like what they deserve. I feel they help us out a lot. Really? With like funding of our first album, it was kind of difficult because we had nothing out really besides that EP. And once we got our music out on Spotify, we started to see a much better income, which helped us with our next album by like a long shot. So
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that they. Sorry, I didn't know that they gave that much in royalties and stuff. Or
I feel like Spotify especially has gotten a really bad rap because of the whole like Taylor Swift debacle and you're scalping the artist, but really it's a great step towards making music a sustainable career option. It used to be way back when it's like your CD sales were everything,
right?
And you would earn all of your income in 1 month of a year when the album releases, and then there's after, I can't remember what it is. It's like they say after 6 months or 9 months, an album is dead. This record cycle's over. You can't expect significant sales from it anymore. So, I mean, you know, artists work 2-3 years on an album, and it's like, all right, I hope this goes great, because if it doesn't, like, we don't have any source of income until like the next deal. But with Spotify and such, you get like recurring income every month, and there's, you know, it's sustainable in that way, but then B, you have the possibility for discovery. So if you get put on a playlist with some, you know, heavy hitters that a bunch of kids follow, you can get discovered. And if a kid loops your song 50 times, like, you're going to earn per listen, instead of just like, you know, he bought it for 99 cents and then he can wear grooves into his iPod, and you know, you still have 99 cents to show for it.
Right.
So it's it's a very sort of exponential curve, where at first you earn nothing, and then as you gain people, all of a sudden it snowballs pretty strongly, and it can become a real source of income.
Cool. I haven't heard that take on it before. Like, you always just hear about the big artists complaining about it, but you don't hear about smaller artists that, you know, don't have that kind of...
It's really democracy in music is what I think it is, you know, because the bigger artists, like, honestly, I feel like it probably scares them, because you know, a new release of ours to a kid who like has us liked on Spotify and follows us, or, you know, liked on Facebook, follows us on Spotify, like, our music's just as discoverable as a new Kanye West album, because he'll get a notification for one or the other. You know, if he likes them both, they're equally weighted out there. So labels can't push stuff harder. You know, they can try, they can like pay to be on playlists, or they can, you know, whatever, try to get Spotify to feature their stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, if a kid likes the stuff, it's just as available to him. And it's not like he goes to the record store, it's like, dang it, you know, that album's not there and I can't buy it now. It's like, nope, it's all there.
That's awesome. Yeah, because like he said, as the consumer, you have no idea the logistics behind it.
Totally.
So,
well, and I don't know, it's sort of peeling back there's a facade of, you know, like, certain albums are like better or more important than others because they have more funding behind them. And here it's like, you know, if you like it and you tell your friends about it, like, you can really spread and build momentum without, you know, the support of a major label or, you know, Best Buy having your stuff in it. You know? Yeah,
because what hip hop artist was it? He didn't charge for his music.
Childish Gambino, was it? Or Chance the Rapper?
Chance, I think.
Chance, yeah.
Doing everything.
And he would it was just streamed on Spotify, so that was... Now it makes sense, because we didn't know that.
Yeah, well, and he's independent too, so, you know, he's making everything from that, as opposed to like, I'm keeping like 7% at the end of the month.
Right. Talking about live performances, how do you handle mistakes or equipment issues like that happen during a performance?
There's been a time where like my wireless pack would go out, or there's a show that I played where I would become unplugged. And you just gotta act professional about it. Don't freak out about it. Just just keep going until like you get an opportunity to go plug it in, or there's a show we played. It was a Halloween show, and it was in a basement at a party actually. And I had snapped a 1/4-inch cable, which plugs from my guitar to my amp, and it released this loud squeak, like this like. Noise into the air
continuously.
Yeah, and like, I mean, luckily the crowd was cool about it because somebody brought me a 1/4-inch out of nowhere.
Oh wow.
But I mean, I've actually seen people who get mad about it, and
that's like the most local band move in the world, is like, if your guitar stops working, get mad at like another bandmate and be like try to blame shift on stage so you look cool. Right. It's like, dude, like, nobody's gonna freak out at you because your 1/4-inch broke or something. Like, don't throw your bandmate under the bus to try to like.
Yeah, and if you like drop a pick, don't make it like suspicious. Like, just like keep going.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to like. You just try to look professional.
The worst is when you're trying to show off and it fails miserably. I watched a kid do that not too long ago. He spun around or something, and the wireless pack come flinging off of him, and I think it like disconnected from the guitar, and he's like freaking out. It was terrible. But...
Or when you see people throw their guitar around their neck and the strap comes off. Or...
Oh gosh, I've seen compilations on YouTube of kids like doing the guitar slings.
It makes me cringe every time.
Oh my gosh,
it's the worst when it comes around and hits him in the head.
Yes.
I hope hope that never ever happens.
But I agree with that. If you have equipment issues, you just got to keep your cool and try to figure it out if you can. Like you said, when you have the opportunity. That's happened to me before. Somebody's knocked over my amp and just.
Oh man,
that's so like soul crushing.
Yeah, because you're like,
yeah,
so much money.
yeah.
Show's canceled. Get out.
Yeah,
It's over.
leave me alone.
I'll sit here and cry. So in 2015, you guys won some awards. You got the Ball State Battle of the Bands and the Warped Tour. Was it the Indiana Warped Tour Battle of the Bands? How did you guys prepare for that, and how was the competition and everything?
Well, when we weren't used to how the whole competition process worked. Warped Tour was one of the first things we were trying to get into, and as kids, we had all dreamed of playing Warped Tour.
Right.
And so, like, we just kept, doing our best to promoting, get some votes. And I'm not gonna lie, that's probably my most nervous show that I've ever played.
Yeah, same.
Where'd they do that at? Was that at Warped Tour during Warped Tour, or is it?
Oh no, it's like an online competition beforehand for that
okay.
one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you have to like build plays on your profile.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they pick from the bands with the most buzz or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah. We really don't do like Battle of the Band stuff much at all. Like, we entered the Warped Tour deal, and then we played the Muncie Battle of the Bands because our vocalist like worked with the program that was throwing it at Ball State.
Oh, nice.
So he's like, hey, like this is coming up. I have some people working sound. Like, why don't we play this show? It'll be fun.
Right.
And it was cool, but it was like a really like weird experience. We're used to shows just being like shows for shows.
Right.
But you go there and like people are like competitive. It's like, it's so weird to like be competitive about music to me. It's supposed to be like your expression and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like we're gonna play better music than you.
Yeah. I've played Battle of the Bands. It's so weird because, like you said, if you're playing just a regular concert, you interact with the other bands and you talk and you build relationship, but it's a competition. You just don't talk to anyone.
Exactly. It's like, hey man, nice set. It's like the little kids lining up after T-ball.
Good
nice
team.
Set. Good team. Good job. Yeah.
Good
Okay.
game. Good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
Exactly.
Mean mugging each other from the side.
My dad could beat up your dad.
Yeah, I remember during that Muncie one, the vibes there were kind of weird. Just
Yeah.
I remember it was.
Oh yeah. There also was a problem with the board. Like in the middle of some set, they had to actually unplug the board because there was this terrible feedback and they couldn't get the board to respond. They were having like students in the program run the whole deal, so there were a couple tech glitches. But it was fun. I still use the Arlex rug for my drum kit that we won from that. So it ended up being more fun.
Nice.
You're talking about problems at the venue. That kind of segues into the next question. What's the best and worst things about playing venues? Some venues are great. Some can be in bad shape. So what do you guys look for in a venue when it comes to booking?
Promotion. Like if they don't promote their shows, like you can be like a huge band and nobody will know you're going there unless you have like a very specified fan base from that area. We've played so many shows that were poorly promoted, and it's not fun.
There's this idea that promoters have where it's like, oh, if we throw like this band has X likes on Facebook, if we toss them on the bill, this show is going to do well. And it's like, if nobody knows that this show is happening, I guarantee it won't do well.
Right.
Especially with if you make a post on Facebook, it doesn't reach your full audience.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh.
maybe like a fifth of your audience will see that you're playing there. So it's the promoter's job to be able to like advertise that show like it's their job. And
Right.
It sounds intuitive, surprisingly difficult to come by. Yeah, but because like we can deal with crummy PAs. Like we've played house shows that have like one speaker for vocals, two speakers for vocals, so
right?
No tracks. The amps are the amps, no micing up. Like that's fine, we can do that. But what we can't stand is when people just like get lazy and they're like, oh yeah, I'm throwing this show And then, they don't tell anybody about it. And then they expect...
That's it.
Yeah, and they're like, where are all the people? And it's like we did what we can. We've never been to your city before, so what we can do is very limited.
Everybody wants to be a promoter, but nobody wants to be a promoter.
Yes.
It sounds cool to be like a promoter and tell the girls that, hey, I'm a
exactly
promote
like they'll
bands.
print off 1,000 business cards.
Yeah.
Jim Jones, promoter.
That's it.
I made it.
We're there.
Do you guys have a favorite venue you play, or?
There's some fun ones. The Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis is really
Dome?
fun. Yeah.
I haven't been there. I've been hearing
See,
about it lately more.
I drove by that a few weeks ago thinking it was going to be like a huge dome, and it's just like a normal building.
Well,
It's like a normal dome.
Didn't there used to be the Hoosier Dome?
Yeah.
Like the arena or whatever.
That sounds right.
It was or was the RCA Dome? Was
Yeah,
it not
that's
the
what it
Hoosier
was.
Dome or something?
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that's a huge venue then.
Right.
And I drove by it and I was like, oh, it's just a regular brick building.
Yeah, it's a bit of a misnomer.
Yeah.
It's kind of a
but I've
hole-
heard it's a great venue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a hole in the wall, but the people who run it are great. The sound system is actually surprisingly good. And yeah, it's just, the scene there is pretty cool. So there's a lot of, fun shows that happen there.
Right.
Kids going to have fun at shows, and it's, it's just a good spot.
Yeah, I heard there's usually really good turnouts there.
Yeah. Yeah,
to go there
it really
sometime.
is.
Yeah, I guess that would make it fun to play, right?
Yeah. It's one of the things we look for.
Right.
So you guys brought a new single with you.
Yes, sir.
It's called What Time Brings.
Indeed it is, yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about it? What it's about or the process behind it?
Yeah. This one's funny because this is actually a song that Tyler, our clean vocalist, wrote pretty much entirely on his own, the structure of it. But we were really excited with how it sounded. It was a bit of a branch out from stuff we've done before. I guess there's the most comparable track that we have is called In Reach, Out of Touch, which was one of our more popular tracks off our first record. But this one, this is sort of like the jaded romance song on the new record. So, it's written from the perspective of the love interest of the protagonist in this album.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit of a point of view shift for this song. But yeah, it's a pretty like straightforward song in terms of lyrical content and the concept. It's it's basically two people interacting and just sort of realizing that I don't exactly know who you are anymore, and I don't know if we're any longer compatible or if we're good for each other. And it's just it sort of dwells on how you can love somebody and them still be wrong for you or still be different than who you initially loved, or all that. So yeah, it's got those angsty vibes in there somewhere. Yeah, it's a lot of fun though. It's a really sort of soaring chorus, typical. Tyler Eads is awesome vocals. We love his singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you wanted to add to that, Cody?
Nah, man, you got this. See, whenever it comes to the explaining of the music, since Paul's the mastermind of all the lyrics, I just take a step back. I'm like, all right, Paul.
And then when it comes to the writing of the music, he's like, all right, check me out.
Nice.
That's good. Well, maybe we should check it out. Take a listen.
I don't care what you said. Have we lost ourselves? Is this person wrong? Liar, liar, I don't know you anymore. Not sure where to turn from here. Took my heart and then you disappear. But I only know what I know, so I'll take what's left and make it whole. The distances will go to the things that you're left
So, what are your guys' dreams and goals for the band? Do you have any specific plan, or you just love to do what you're doing?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, if you can make a living off of, doing what you love to do, which for us is music, whether it's from shooting videos or touring around and playing it, like, as long as we can, like, get by from doing it, like, that'd be my dream.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I feel like every band wants to be a full-time touring band. Mm-hmm. That's sort of like your par for the course goal. So obviously, like, we'd love to be doing that. Realistically, like, there's no money to be had in doing that for a while. You really have to work to get there. So we've sort of taken, like, the back burner route, and our method is just, like, work on the online sales, let that become, something that can sustain 6 people to live and to tour, and then essentially have the band come buy us out, and then say goodbye to any semblance of a normal job and just do what we want. But yeah, really, I mean, our goal has changed from just like, I just want to like tour full time and like play massive shows. Like, that's still awesome, and we still want that very much. But it's more so become like, I just want to hang out with these dudes and like see new cities and play shows and make memories with these guys. And it's we've had some of the best memories of our lives together and seen some crazy places that we would have never seen without the band. And yeah, it's really special to us in that way. So yeah, that's really our goal, is just hang out more.
Yeah.
And live the experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Live to live,
It's a good way to look at it. Some, you get too caught up in wanting to get famous and kind of.
Yeah, I feel like that's a death sentence for bands, you know. You can. It doesn't matter how talented the individual members are. You can be awesome. You can sound awesome. Your records can sell really well. But like, Woe Is Me was a perfect example of this, where it's like they had this meteoric rise. They were doing great. And then it's like, we can't stand each other. And it just explodes. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, why'd they quit? They were doing so great.
Right.
It's like, well, if every moment is just like living in agony, it's no good. So there's got to be more to it than just wanting to be famous. That's really a short-sighted goal, I think.
Right.
So do you have any like good advice you would give aspiring musicians trying to get into the music scene?
Honestly, like, I think the best musical advice is to do something non-musical. Like, if you're a starting band, like, go learn how to use Photoshop, go learn how to use Premiere and After Effects, and like become a one-stop shop for yourself and eventually for others. Because the real challenge, like, I think pretty much any band can make it if they have good music and if they can stay around long enough. Those are the two tricky parts. But if you have the good music, you just need to be in it for the long haul. And in order to do that, you can't rely on the band taking off in the next 2 years, or, you know, like, oh yeah, like I have, I graduate next May, so as long as we can like be touring full time by then, like, it won't happen. It never happens anymore. And like there's a confirmation bias where people go online and watch interviews about, like, oh, Of Mice and Men, how'd you do it? It's like, well, we started the band in February, and then by March, we were selling out stadiums. It's like, those happen, and people hear about them because they're the success stories. What they don't hear about is the hundreds of thousands of little bands that crop up, gather a little bit of steam, and then peter out because they have no money, and they can't sustain themselves with the band, and they have to get full-time jobs, and that kills them.
Right.
So learn, go figure out a way to make money either using music or figure out how to not spend money on your music by learning production, learn graphics, learn anything that you can do to make yourself sustainable, because sustainability is really the hardest thing to achieve.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
It's great advice.
Cody, do you want to anything about music, some sage wisdom?
I guess just quality. Like, if you're gonna be starting out as a band, like, nobody wants to listen to somebody who has like garage quality. If you have to like pick up an extra shift at work to go afford some extra studio time, I would do it. When it comes to like artwork, try to get the best you can. Don't go to paint. If you're getting promo pictures, I'm not just trying to say go out and go try to spend all your money.
Right.
It's just this stuff takes time, and don't rush it, but just always try to get the best quality of anything you can.
Yeah.
That's so true. You get like 2 chances to impress someone or to get them to bite if they've never heard your stuff, and that's what you look like and the title of your song. In a lot of cases they won't even listen unless the image is there. They like the artwork, or your promo pictures look cool or whatever.
Yeah, I tried making a logo for us. I haven't touched Photoshop since like high school.
It's tricky.
And it was terrible. And then I was like, he's like, our buddy Cody's really good. He can make us one.
Yeah. Made us 3.
Yeah.
Oh wow! What a shout out to Cody wherever you are.
Right.
So what are you guys currently listening to? Like, is there something you're really into that?
Well, you said on the way here you're listening to Saosin.
Yeah.
Is there like something new that you're getting into that you're really digging?
Always.
I've been listening to a band called Fear and Wonder. I also listen to Angel Vivaldi and Outrun the Sunlight. Those are like probably my top 3 right now.
Yeah. I've been like jumping back and forth, so I really love the new Enterprise Earth record right now. It's so like ridiculously heavy and mean, but the production is awesome. So that one's been a lot of fun. But then also there's this like pianist / composer named Kai Engel, KaieNgle, and he's just got like this like tranquil, like beautiful sort of like movie soundtrack vibe to him.
Okay.
So I've been trying to like pick back up reading. So I'm actually rereading our Namesake series just because like it's been like 5 years and I don't remember like all these details that I'm
right.
I feel like I should. So I've been going back and reading that and just like listening to like piano stuff while I read, and it's been so relaxing and awesome.
Nice.
But that I think there's a bunch. The new Shokran album is awesome. They're like a Russian progressive metal band, and they do like this awesome sort of like throw sitar into their like riffs. It's really a eclectic sound. So they're a lot of fun.
That's cool.
What are you guys listening to?
We've been stuck on. I know I have, and I know he has that new Incubus album.
Oh, I didn't know they had one.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
But I've been listening to a lot of that and Shreddy Krueger. I don't know if
Oh my gosh. Secret and Whisper, their prior band, is one of my all-time favorite bands.
Oh, they're so good.
That's like how I met our other guitarist at school. Is we met at a talent show at the dorm, and then we were like, "Hey man, you want to jam sometime?" Oh, okay. And I'm gonna make a new friend. Go call my mom. College is going great, Mom. I'm not coming home this weekend. But, we jammed in this little spot at our dorm, and we traded iPods just to run through and see oh, you listen to Switchfoot, sick. And then Secret and Whisper was on his Zune, and I was like, what? There are like 10 people in the world that know these guys.
There's like 10 people in the world that have a Zune, I think.
They just died, so it's a touchy subject with him. He had it since like the beginning of high school and swore by it.
Wow.
And it served him well. And then it stopped doing that.
Nice.
What are you listening to, Grant?
I was going to say the Incubus album, and I was trying to think there was something I listened to the other day, and now I cannot remember what it was. I cannot remember what I was listening to.
Did you guys hear the new newish Breaking Benjamin record?
I didn't.
No, I have not heard that.
Okay, you
good?
gotta check it out. Yeah.
I remember now. I was listening to the new John Mayer album.
Okay, there we are.
It was getting sexy.
That album does get sexy.
Yeah, 1 minute you're just like cleaning the house with it in the background. Next minute it's like, where are my clothes? What happened?
That's John Mayer, man.
I'm still
cleaning the house
cleaning, but I
naked.
just have an apron. What's happening?
So, yeah. Thanks for coming by and
Yeah.
Yeah, no
answering all these questions. And,
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
yeah,
No
it
problem.
was awesome.
So once again, the new track is called What Time Brings.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you guys want to shout out or anything else?
Look out for our new album. It's going to be awesome. We've spent a ton of time on it. Really, really proud of how it turned out. We're so happy about it.
Yeah, and thanks for all the continuous support that we've been getting from everybody. It really means a lot. We try to read every single comment that you guys send our way, so just keep them coming. We'll keep reading them.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on. Thanks for stopping by. You can find them on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, The Wise Man's Fear. We'll put all the links up and everything for your shows, too. So
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for coming on.
You betcha.